I'm going to take this lovely CB1000R out. I'm going to have a quick mooch on a quick hour and then bring it back. But I've always fancied to go on one of these, and the salesman who's lent it us, like, he's got one, and he's telling me about the thing he's changed, and he took the BMW GS-esque mudguard thing off of the back there, so he took that off, he's put a tail tidy on, changed the can and that, and he absolutely loves it. So
sun's come out finally.
Sun's finally come out. We had to go in just and dodge the weather because it just started bouncing down. But I've put my well, you can see off first camera, I've got the old winter jacket on today, the old Alpine Star one.
It's just a good excuse to go and have another cappuccino, really.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get on road. We'll speak to you in a bit. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Well, folks, how fun's this? It goes like a little missile, honestly, like a little missile. Fair's not too impressed about the back, are you?
Well, I'm trying to do a GoPro at the same time, using me thigh muscles to cling on.
I know. Well, this is the difference. We're doing exactly 68 mile an hour now. We're 2 up at motorway. We're doing just a smidge over 4,000 revs. And I'll wind it on now in 6th. It feels like it's going to take off, folks.
A little rocket.
The worst thing we've done today, we've turned up today.
Oh, bloody hell. I've
left my wallet at home, Fair's left a purse at home. And I know you all go and say, ooh, that old nutshell, but no, we have. Didn't have my driving licence on me or nothing. Luckily, because we've been that way under before, he still had our details. We said, oh, it's not a problem. He said,
plus
just go.
We bought Bob off him.
Yeah, plus we got the other bike off him, so it went alright. It went alright. Anyway, we'll get off this motorway and we'll speak to you in a bit. Yeah, it's got a quick shifter on this, folks, as well. Even down as well, so throttle off. Never been a massive lover of quick shifters, so I don't mind them, like, so nothing against them at all, but I don't mind changing gear, like, so I suppose it's everyone to their own, isn't it? I tell you what, it does feel like, after being on adventure bikes, it feels like you're over the front wheel. Really feels like all the weight's on the front. I know it's not a bad thing because it's putting a bit of heat in front tyre then. But yeah, so we oh shit, and I missed the gear after saying that. It's not uncomfy at all. Not uncomfy at all. You could easily ride it all day, wouldn't be a problem. I'm not sure Fair will be okay on the back all day. Well, folks, I'll pull over for a second then. Loads of cars behind us. Come down the little country lane. There's never out usually down here. Watch the car coming for. Yeah. Never ever usually coming down here, and it's been like a motorway. It's always case, isn't it? But yeah, we've only got just about 2 bars of fuel. It's apparently taking it easy on these. It's quite good on juice. It's doing a moment 47.9 per gallon. But the fella in the dealership said if you start giving it a bit, it does get a bit on the thirsty side. Well, I'm like that. When I start having a few beers, I get on the thirsty side. But yeah. But it wasn't about blasting about today. It was about just taking it nice and steady. Have a beach down here, I think. Just trying to go where the cars are not. But switchgear wise, the same as the Africa Twin. So that's familiar as soon as you sit on it. Familiar. You probably are hunched over a bit up front, but nothing uncomfortable at all. It reminds me of the Z1000. That's what it reminds me of when I've sat on it. Because I got a Z1000 when they very first come out. I think it was the first one our local dealer got in. I got one of them then, absolutely loved it. But this does pull like an absolute train. Although Faye keeps saying, because she's nothing to lean on. Faye usually leans, obviously, on the back box while she's doing her stuff and that. And it can't happen on this. And our front camera, we've nothing put it on, so I've just attached it round the handlebars. And it's just not stopping. It's going everywhere. Oh, well, what can you do? What can you do? You can't hold the grab handles from where you are, can you, Faye?
No, there's a couple underneath the seats, so when we stop, like say at the lights, in order to have a little bit of strength and grab hold of the one, you've got to lean across to get on it. But I'm fine with just grabbing hold of you, there's no big deal there.
Yeah, under the back seat there is 2 recesses, obviously as grab rails, but I don't think they're the most. I don't know. It probably depends how big the passenger is and whereabouts you sit in that, doesn't it? Because at the end of the day, if you sat right forward into the rider, you're not going to find them that easy.
You don't. I mean, I've grabbed hold before when we were at the lights, but like I say, you've got to lean to the side in order to get hold of it. There's no way you'd grab hold of both at the same time.
Yeah, they're tucked right in under the seat, aren't they?
Yeah. But like I said to you before, the difference for me is having the pegs so high up. I'm used to being on an adventure and my legs being quite low down. But it's quite comfy though for me at the back. You know, I wouldn't be able to do a tour on it, no way, but for nipping out and about round our home and all, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's as a fun bike, it's tremendous. It's tremendous. I don't even think you'd want to put a screen on it, because we just done 70 on motorway then, and although you're going to hit the wind, aren't you? It's a naked bike. there's no getting away around that. It wasn't bad. It's not turbulent, obviously, because you're just coming straight into you. So it's actually taking the weight off your wrist, if nothing else.
You'd probably only want a screen if you was lashing down or anything like that, wouldn't you? Just to protect you a little bit from the weather. And
you don't need to drop any cogs for pick a bit of speed up. And nearly every gear he just winds on, pulls like a train. First setting that up there. Little drive-by shot. What are we playing at all? I thought, you got your visor open, Faye?
Yeah, I've shut it, darling.
Oh. I tell you what, folks, one thing is different. This road, I've come back down it now. The suspension is great, it's not normal road, but on these little tiny bumps, it's got you out of seat, honestly. It's alright, like, don't get me wrong, it's doable. But after being on big push, after a twin line, you can really tell the difference on this. Coming down some small bumps before, Faye was bouncing off seats.
I know.
Feels like wheels are coming off floor. Jesus, that's no doing me. Honestly, Jesus tonight. No, over the little bumps like that, folks. It's like, you know all it is? It just probably needs a suspension setting up. That's all it is.
Yeah,
I'm probably doing it a bit of a injustice there. It just needs a suspension setting up, because then it felt like it wasn't reacting quick enough. It was chattering over small bumps, if you know what I mean. It wasn't. It felt like the wheels were off the ground a bit at time. I'll tell you what, we'll go up here towards Eccleston. And another thing I'll show you in a minute. The lock on it isn't brilliant at all. From right on the left hand side of your house, we've got a quite a bit of road, I'll show you. You don't get much coming down here. Well, let's get around the corner, I'll show you. And again, this ain't a deal breaker by any means, you just get used to it, you just be ready for it next time. But we went for a spin the bike around it road, just very manoeuvrable when you sat on it, I will give it that. After being African swim, it's like a big job to move it when you're on it, because you're only just on tiptoes. On this you can just paddle it around even with somebody on the back. I'm just keeping behind that bloody fuel gauge as well. We'll start out, we're still on 2 bars at the moment. I'll show you in a minute. I've seen we get a bit of straight road here so I can see in front and behind. And then a van comes, great. And a car behind that, great. But we'll stop here. Just make sure who's coming now. Right folks, full lock. This is full lock now. Full lock to there, folks. Full lock again. And that's it. That's 2 full locks to there.
Wait.
Let this car go past and we'll spin round again. But yeah, it's just not. It sort of caught us out before. Spin it round in road. I thought I'd have got round in one. And you're like, oops, not going to get round in one. But yeah, just something to think about. It does catch you out sometimes. At first I thought it was this is something, but it's just not the best lock it will, but nice. That's somewhere or nothing. Doesn't matter, does it really? Just one of those things. It's very quiet. I will give it that. Very, very quiet. I bet it does sound nice with a can on, as the fellow from Honda said. As a poodling bike though, great. Dashboard's clear as anything. It's got the same modes as the Africa Twin pretty much. Rain, sport, and it's got a user mode, which is in now. It's got everything on as full traction control, full engine braking and full power. And I think there's only, what did he say? There's only the traction control you can change on the fly. The rest of it you've got to be stopped on with throttle closed, apparently. But anyway, we'll pull up over here and we'll show you around it. See you in a bit. Well, folks, the CB1000R. It's actually quite cool looking. I don't know, I suppose it divides opinion, but I don't mind it. It looks alright. LED lights up front, I do like that. And obviously it's the Honda demonstrator bike. But like the Africa Twin, it's got lit up front indicators, which I think they're pretty cool. How that keeps you seeing these days. It's got to be a good thing, hasn't it? Where people drive and that. Yeah, single-sided swing arm. This one is the, I think they call it the Plus model, with the quick shifter up and down, which is pretty smooth. The suspension does need tweaking, I think. Really does need tweaking. But that's just it. What it is.
That's a personal thing.
Yeah, that's just a personal thing. The instruments, same as the Africa Twin. Your mode button, select up and down for go through the menus. Obviously turn signals, heated grips, start and stop button. And the keys just above the tank. But yeah, it's not the biggest bike it will, but it's pretty comfy. Pretty comfy. Single-sided swing arm. But yeah, it's smart. According to the brochure, it's got 107 kilowatts of power at 10,500 revs, which I believe in old money is about 142 horsepower. And it's got 104 newton meters of torque, which isn't bad at all. 16 litre fuel tank. Now the fella at Honda says once you start getting the lick on, it does get a bit thirsty. Sorry if this wind's bad here at the moment, folks, but yeah, he said once you get a lick on, it does start getting a bit thirsty. But on the dashboard, but it's not there. Yeah, we were getting roughly 46.8 miles a gallon roughly. That's just pootling round 2 up. But yeah, other than that, it's great. 190 back tyre on it, which always looks the part. And like the fella at Honda said, he took that off. He took all this off and put a tail tidy on, which obviously shows the back wheel off, which on single-sided swing arm bikes is absolutely brilliant, isn't it? But fair say it's not that bad on the back. There's the grab handles are right under the back seat, but if you sat forward, they're sort of behind you. So, not sure you could hold both at once. But anyway, that's there. CB1000R. What do you think of it?
I think it's cute.
Yeah, it's a bit of a look, and it does grow on you. I do like it. And I suppose you could change all sorts and make it your own, couldn't you? I mean that. I don't mind that.
Tinker with it a little bit.
Yeah, we could tinker. We like tinkering. Anyway, let's get it back and then get on for a brew. Just a quick one for us, folks. But have a mooch back now, put cameras on going back, and then we'll speak to you in a bit. See you later. Oh yeah, folks, what I didn't mention was the weight. It didn't feel heavy to me, it felt pretty light. But according to this, it's 212 kilograms. Now, this is Kerb weight. If I just set the camera up. Yeah, that's Kerb weight. 212 kilograms for the standard version and 213 kilograms for the Plus version. don't know why a quick shifter weighs a kilogram, but it obviously does, unless there's something else on it. But this one had a seat cowl on, and he's put another seat on the back for us, so we can have the passenger on. But yeah, the seat height's 830mm. I'm completely flat-footed on it, completely flat-footed. I'm about 6 foot-ish. But we'll show you a picture now what it looks like when we're both sat on it. Well, that was alright. You're pretty surprised at this, you know. Don't know what to expect, do you, when you get these? Because the last, I don't know, 4 years, we've been on adventure bikes. Obviously, we had the GS Adventure, then we got the Honda Cross Tourer, then we had another GS, but the standard one, not the Adventure, and then we're on the Africa Twin Adventure Sport now. We do keep toying with the idea of getting like a bit of a street bike, you know, something just for using at weekends and that, rather than dragging big bike out.
Yeah, we don't want to put too many miles on it.
Yeah, I know it's meant for putting miles on, but that's not the point. So, you know, it keeps servicing down, it keeps everything down, doesn't it? And just a bit of, it's just for a change, innit? You know, so you're not riding the same thing all the time. So we keep toying about it. Z1000, one of these, I don't know. There's all sorts. I wouldn't mind trying one of them BMWs that they call the R9s. Now, I've got to be honest, I don't know a great deal about them. I know this year the same boxer engine as nearly every BMW bike, except the race bikes, obviously the RRs and that. But yeah, the same boxer engines and that. Oh Jesus, it doesn't have
yeah, that nearly took my shoulder out.
I know. Oh, if you go over a big bump, it doesn't have clatter over it. Gee, it felt like I had no suspension there, it felt like a hardtail.
But like you said, you've got to tinker with it. You've got to make it fit your needs.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it'll tick all boxes then, won't it?
Yeah, well, look at the Africa Twin. The rear suspension wasn't really up to up full loaded touring, was it? Like, but now with that spring and that, it's perfect, and I suppose it goes same as this.
And there's still plenty that you can do to it to tinker even more, so it has got a little bit of oomph.
Yeah, if anybody's got one of these, I'm just proper curious as where the other kilogram comes from the Plus model to the standard one. I'm not bothered, like, I'm just curious, because obviously a quick shifter can't weigh a kilogram. Well, it might do. I didn't think it was a kilogram though, I thought, you know, but I don't know. And I know it comes with a single seat cowl as well, but I think when you put one of them on, you actually take the seat off, a bit like the old GSXRs and that. So
it would be interesting though to go on this again once you've tinkered with it a little bit and altered the suspension. Yeah,
it was like a lot of bikes. I remember when you used to get bikes and you didn't really do out suspension, did you? Back in the day, like I've had 2 ZX7Rs, and it was only after a while that I realised the ZX7R had a ride height adjuster. I had no idea whatsoever, absolutely no idea they had one, and that was just basically if you took the front seat and that off under the tank, there was like a big threaded screw with 2 nuts on it, and it was like a bit like a thread that you sort of wound the other nut down, and it lifted the bike up, and basically that's what it was. I didn't even know until somebody mentioned it. And it put a bit of more weight on front wheel, turned a bit sharper, but they weren't the comfiest bikes to start with, was they? The old ZX7s. But yeah, no, I'm pleasantly surprised at this. Pleasantly surprised. The wind must have been behind us before, folks, because it's absolutely blowing my head off now. I'm holding my helmet on. Jesus, we're doing 72. Obviously there's no protection whatsoever. I can feel wind this way though. Obviously before coming the other way, wind must have been behind us, and it was perfectly acceptable. And now it's like, oh, I won't like go too far on this at this speed. Well then, folks, have you ever had to do that? Where you have to put your chin down for try and hold your strap, keep your helmet really tight. That's what it was like then. We started to play then at a steady 70, something like that anyway. But yeah, steady 70. And yeah, you had to come on if you're coming out. Yeah, steady. Are you coming out, love, or? You just you indicate to them. Sometimes they want a written invitation, don't they? But yeah, it was a bit blustery. But to be fair, like I said, the wind was blowing straight in the face. Proper straight in chops, that then. On the way down, it must have been right behind us. So we didn't feel it on the way down. I definitely felt it then. Anyway, let's take her back and get a brew. I don't know if the clock's right on this. 1:25, he says. Yeah, well, yeah, because they only opened at 11, didn't they? And we had that little downpour. Anyway, folks, that's us. Well, folks, that's us. I'll park this up now. Well, as always, thanks for watching. Only a mess about. Hope you enjoyed it. If you do like one of these bikes coming down, give them a shout, have a go. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Smooth as silk.
Yeah, I'm going to jump off.
First go, jump off.
It's dead easy. There was hardly anything to get off.
Yeah, fair, could just get off
There's
this.
my little seat.
Dead easy to get off, innit? But yeah, as I say, thanks for watching this. Do appreciate it. Much appreciated. We're going to go and get a brew now. Lift your visor up, you ignorant sod. I
didn't want the wind. It's a very windy day. Hello.
Hello. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching this, folks. We'll try and do a few of these. Just a bit of a mess about, innit? And over winter, it'll pass 20 minutes on Saturday, won't it? So thanks for watching this. If you like it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want to do. But if you can't subscribe, just press the button. Like I say, you don't even have to press the bell, just press the button. First trying to floss. I've been trying to show her how to do it. Yeah, right. Yeah. But anyway, that's us for now, folks. We'll see you later. Ta-da.
Bye.